Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Anuta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're going to do this beautiful pattern for a coaster. Here it is. It looks like this, and for this one I've used my 100% cotton yarn. Here it is. This is another one, and for this particular project I have used this 4 mm of the hook. So let's begin. So here it is. We will start with a magic circle. So for that, just have your yarn and have a magic circle. Now for the magic circle, just have your yarn around your fingers like this. Make an X here. Have the second string of yarn at the back. Have your hook and insert your hook like this. Now grab the second string of yarn through this first string of yarn and simply turn your hook like this, and this is your magic circle. Here it is. Now here we will chain up 9. So for that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Here it is. Chain up 9, and now we will turn our chains. So just simply turn your chains and we will start working at the back of our this chains. Now here I will skip this first chain and I will go to the second chain here and will insert my hook into the second chain, and we'll grab the yarn and we'll have a slip stitch here. So just grab your yarn through all of your loops, and this is your first slip stitch. We will go to this next one, insert your hook, grab your yarn and have the second slip stitch here. Go to this next one, insert your hook and grab your yarn and have your third slip stitch. Now here we will have 1 slip stitch on each chain, and by the end we will have 8 slip stitches. So here it is. We got about this 3 slip stitches, 1, 2 and 3. We will go to this next chain and we'll have our next slip stitch. That's going to be our 4th slip stitch, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So here it is. And now we will go to this magic circle and insert your hook into this magic circle and have 1 more slip stitch, and that's going to be your 9th slip stitch. So here it is. We got over this 9 slip stitches here. Now here I will have a chain 1 here like this, and now we will turn our work. So just turn your work, and here we will skip over this first 2 stitches. So we will skip over this chain 1 and we will skip over this last slip stitch. We will skip over this 2 stitches and we will go to this third one. So go to this third stitch, and here we will take the front loop of our this third stitch. So here we will skip over this chain and over this last stitch, and we will go to this first stitch here, insert your hook into the front loop like this. Just insert your hook into the front loop, have just the front loop, and grab a yarn, and here we will have 1 single crochet. So you're gonna have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, and this is your first single crochet. Now we will go to this next stitch here, and into this next stitch we will have 1 half double crochet, front loop only. So for that we will yarn over and we will go to this next stitch and insert your hook into the front loop of this next stitch. Here it is, and grab your yarn. You're gonna have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops, and this is your front loop half double crochet. Now we will go to this next stitch. Now here again we will have our stitches front loop only, and here we will have 2 half double crochets front loop only into this 1 stitch. So for that, yarn over and go to this next stitch, and we will insert our hook into the front loop only here like this, and here we will have 2 stitches, and both of the stitches are front loop half double crochet. So here it is. You got this 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops, yarn over and insert your hook again to that same stitch into the same front loop, and grab your yarn and have the second half double crochet front loop only. Here it is. And now we will go to this next stitch. Now here again we will have our stitch front loop only stitch, and here we will have 1 double crochet. So for that, yarn over and go to this next stitch and insert your hook into the front loop of this next stitch. Grab a yarn. You're gonna have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops only. you're gonna have 2 loops again, and now yarn over and spool your yarn through remaining 2 loops, and this is your double crochet. Again, we will go to this next stitch, this one, and here again we will have our stitches, front loop only stitches, and here we will have 2 double crochets. So for that, yarn over and insert your hook into this next stitch, insert your hook into the front loop of this next stitch, and grab a yarn. You're gonna have 3 loops here, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. This is your first double crochet, yarn over and go to the same stitch again, insert your hook into this front loop and have your the second double crochet here. Here it is. And now we will go to this next stitch. So this is our next stitch. Now here we will have 1 treble crochet front loop only. So for that we will yarn over twice, and go to this next stitch and insert your hook into the front loop of this next stitch here, like this, and grab a yarn, and you're gonna have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, and yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, and this is your 1 treble crochet. Here it is. And now we will go to this next stitch, and here we will have 2 treble crochets front loop only. So for that, yarn over twice, go to this next stitch and insert your hook into the front loop and grab a yarn. You're gonna have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Again, yarn over twice, go to that same stitch, insert your hook and grab a yarn. You're gonna have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Here it is. And now we are here on our this last stitch. Now here again we will have 1 treble crochet front loop only. So for that, yarn over twice again and go to this last stitch, insert your hook into the front loop of this last stitch and grab your yarn. You're gonna have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, and yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. And here it is. It looks like this. Now here I will simply turn my work. So turn your work, and here we will have 1 slip stitch into each stitch, but remember we will not have any chain 1 here. So here after your this last stitch, last treble crochet front loop only, simply turn your work, do not have any chain 1 here, and insert your hook into this first stitch here, just like this. This time you're going to take both the loops and yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your loops and have your 1 slip stitch here. So here with this 1 slip stitch, and we will have 1 slip stitch on each of our this stitch. And here we have 11 stitches, so we're going to have 11 slip stitches. So here it is. We got our this first slip stitch, go to this next one and have your this second slip stitch, go to this next one and have your third slip stitch. Keep on having your 1 slip stitch into each stitch, and in total you're going to have your 11 slip stitches. Here again, under this next stitch, go to this next one and have your slip stitch, go to this next one and have your slip stitch, and that is our last stitch. And here we're going to have our 11th slip stitch here, like this. Here now we will go to this magic circle, and we will insert our hook into this magic circle, and we will grab the yarn, and we will have 1 extra slip stitch here. So that's going to be our 12th slip stitch. Here it is, like this. And now we will chain 1 and we will turn our work, and here we will repeat our pattern. So again we will skip over this chain and we will skip over this first stitch. So skip here this first 2 stitches and we will go to this 3rd stitch here. Now here this is your slip stitches, so we will work on the slip stitches. Remember, not on this back stitches. These are the slip stitches and we are working on the slip stitches. We will work on the slip stitch, go to this 3rd stitch, and here insert your hook into this front loop here, like this here, and grab yarn and have 1 single crochet here. Now we will go to this next stitch, and here we will have 1 half double crochet front loop only. So go to this next stitch, insert your hook into this next stitch here, like this, grab a yarn, yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. Now we will go to this next stitch. So this is our next stitch, and here again we will have 2 half double crochets front loop only into this 1 stitch. So yarn over and go to this next stitch here and have 2 half double crochets here. So that's 1 and 2. Now we will go to this next one, and here we will have 1 double crochet front loop only. So yarn over and go to this next stitch and have your 1 double crochet. We will go to this next stitch, and here we will have 2 double crochets front loop only into over this 1 stitch. So just insert your hook here and have your 2 stitches here. So it's 1 and 2. Now we will go to this next stitch, and here we will have 1 treble crochet front loop only. So yarn over twice and go to this next stitch, insert your hook into the front loop only and have your 1 treble crochet here, and yarn over twice, and we will go to this next stitch, and here we will have 2 stitches into over this 1 stitch, and that's going to be our 2 treble crochets front loop only, and that is our 1 and second stitch. And now we will go to this next stitch, and here we will have 1 treble crochet front loop only, and that's going to be our last stitch. Here it is, and it looks like this. Now again we will repeat our pattern. So for that we will turn our work simply, and we will have 1 slip stitch into over this each stitch, and here we have 11 stitches, so we're going to have 11 slip stitches, plus we will have 1 more slip stitch into over this magic circle, and then we will have a chain 1, and we will repeat our pattern. So keep on repeating this pattern for next 8 times. So here it is, we have our this 10 petals here. So for that we already have our this 2 petals. Repeat your pattern for next 8 times, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is, I've got my this 10 petals here, and now here I will turn my work, and I will have only 3 slip stitches here. So go to this first stitch, insert your hook into this first stitch, grab your yarn and have your 1 slip stitch, go to this next one and have your this second slip stitch, go to this next one and have your this third slip stitch. So just have your this 3 slip stitches here, and remember we are working at the back side of our this coaster, and it looks like this. Now here we will start attaching our this 2 parts together. So for that I will simply turn my work like this. Now this is a back side, and I will turn my work like this, and I will go to this strain of yarn. Now here this is your stitch, and just down to this stitch you will find your this 1 strain of yarn here. So insert your hook into this 1 strain of yarn here at the back like this, and we will go to this first stitch. Now remember, this is our foundation chains, so here you will find your space in here. So for this first stitch I will simply insert my hook into my this space here, and here it is. So here I already got my this 1 loop, and I will insert my hook into my this second loop here. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your loops, all 3 loops, and make a slip stitch here, and that's gonna be your 4th slip stitch here. Again we will go to this next stitch. So this is my next stitch, here it is, this is my next stitch. Just down to this next stitch I will have my this 1 strain of yarn, this one, and I will insert my hook into my this 1 strain of yarn here like this, and I will go to this second side. This is my foundation chain. We already got our this first stitch, this is our first chain, so we already got our first stitch here. We will go to this next stitch here, this one, and we will go here somewhere. So after your this stitch, this is your stitch, just go down to your stitch here and insert your hook into this space here like this. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your loops, and that's going to be your 5th slip stitch. Again we will go to this next stitch. So here it is, this is my next stitch. Just down to this next stitch I will find my this 1 strain of yarn. So this is my 1 strain of yarn here. I will insert my hook into my this 1 strain of yarn here like this, and I will go to this next stitch. So here it is, this is our first 2 stitches. We will go to this 3rd stitch, insert your hook into this 3rd stitch, down to this 3rd stitch actually, and go in this space here like this. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your loops, and that's going to be your 6th slip stitch. Now keep on attaching these 2 parts together until here, and by the end you're going to have your 11 slip stitches. Remember we are working on our the 6th slip stitch. We're going to have another 5 slip stitches here, and I'm going to meet you here. And here this, I got my this 11 slip stitches here, and this is my last slip stitch. Now here I will cut my yarn, before cutting your yarn, you can simply check the pattern in here. If it looks good, it's absolutely fine. Now here I will cut my yarn, so just have your scissors and simply cut your yarn and secure this last stitch. And this is our magic circle. So this is our loose end for our magic circle. Simply just pull this together, form a circle here, and it looks like this. Now here you can have a couple of knots and you can hide your this ends in, and I'm gonna meet you after that. So here it is, just have a couple of knots to secure your yarn, and here hide your ends in, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is, our coaster is ready, and it looks like this. Here it is. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share and comment on my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.